Howdy folks, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on the Omaha Bricks Panzer II model. This is one of the few tank models that I actually own. And as you can see, it's a minifigure scale, approximately 1/35th scale. It's got fully working tank tracks. You can't really see it on paper. And then it's also got an articulating turret, and then with up and down functions as well. So it's got a lot of playability built in. Let me show you the tank tracks in action. It works a lot better on carpet, so you can see that. And it's also got it on the back, or I guess not the back, but the other side. It has this little U-clip here for your antenna. Mine probably broke off when I was moving it downstairs. This is my normal space. This is my basement that I'm in. But as you can see, the hatch on the turret also opens up, and you can place a minifigure in there. This one is just a Angel Bricks tanker, and then that's what it looks like when it's closed. So it's a very, very good tank, honestly. And I think in terms of like cost, it was only like $30 for this tank, and I've definitely gotten my usage out of it. So a little bit about the tank. The Panzer II was first in service in 1936. It was used in the I think it was a Condor Legion. They were the volunteers into Spain for the Spanish Civil War. They fought on the side of the nationalists under Franco. So it's got a little bit of history before the war even started. And then about 1,800 of them were produced. As for the main tank armament, it's using a 2-centimeter cannon. I think the cannon had like I want to say like a magazine of like 14 rounds before you had to reload. And it's got 3 crew inside of it. It's got a commander/gunner. Then you have your driver, and then you have your loader. So pretty cool little thing. And it was actually extremely fast for being a massive piece of junk, basically. It was fast as it went as fast as 24.5 miles per hour, which is really fast for a tank. And it was able to basically go almost 100 miles from where it was. So that's pretty good for a little tank like this. 100 miles without having to refuel. It's pretty awesome. It didn't really fare too well against Soviet armor and early Allied armor because, it's a tiny light tank with almost no armor. So it had like 5 to 15 millimeters of armor, I think. So it could be penetrated by some pretty light armaments, and as a result, they kind of phased it out really quickly, and they chose the Panzer III and the Panzer IV to replace that. Unfortunately, I don't have Panzer IV, but I do have a Panzer III, but it's not by Omaha Bricks. And after the Panzer III and the Panzer IV started being produced, they were just like, yeah, we don't really need this tank anymore. And then other weapons and tanks and, their Sonderkraft Fahrzeugs, all those little armored cars and whatnot, they took over the role of the Panzer II. But here's the back of it. As you can see, it's a very detailed model. Very detailed. I really like it. So if you're on the fence of buying this, definitely go ahead and buy it. It's very useful for early war and even a little bit of later war. I think it served the entirety of the war, but it stopped being made in like the very early 1944, I believe, and its chassis, basically they took all this off and put on a tank destroyer, or I think they also put on some AA guns, just to make it a lot more useful, because you can't really put a big gun on this little chassis. So yeah, it's very useful for mocks. Pretty cool little story behind it, and there's quite a lot of these to be quite a lot of these were made, so you can use them for all sorts of scenarios, and you can have a couple of these and they're going to be accurate. So here's what it looks like next to a soldier. The only issue with this is, since it's 1/35th scale, it is obviously too tall. I think the tank itself was 6'6", so that's from here to there, so it's about twice too tall. But I mean, that's kind of the thing that you have to sacrifice when you're using 35th scale. If you were using 34th scale, or excuse me, 45th scale, I don't know where I got that number from, but if you were using 45th scale, you would be able to, make it a lot more accurate based on the figure itself. So, if you're looking for the most accurate representation of the Panzer II in terms of minifigure scale, probably look for a different one. But if you're looking for a really nice one that's very cheap in terms of the instructions, I would get this one. But yeah, that's it. This is the Omaha Bricks Panzer II, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.